think it's a great privilege to be at the birth of a young cellist. And it always gives me a thrill to start the journey. I think we need a few ingredients to help us along with this. Some equipment we need for this birth. One we need is the student themselves. And the second thing we need is the parent. And the third thing we need is a video camera, something to record the proceedings. You need a small chair, probably about 12 inches from the ground. A notebook is really nice. And also a suitable instrument, probably with Elena Aritza, who is my pupil that you will be watching. It would be an 1/8 size. She's 4 years old. The bear hug is the first action that I do with a new student. It positions the cello. If you notice, when you put one arm here and one arm here, the position of the elbows are nice and down. Your shoulders are down too, and you're as tall as you can get. I encourage them to move back and forth just a little bit so that they can feel how the cello and they are just one. The way one sits at a cello is crucial to being able to play. For one thing, the uprightness of the spine is really important. A student should never be allowed to do this. Very difficult to breathe this way anyhow, can't really get enough air, and the arms don't work as well. So the teacher needs to go behind the child and see that this nice lumbar curve in here is slightly curved and that the head is forward and up. Then the cello is actually held by the floor. The end pin touches the floor, and most of the weight of the cello, which is minimal, goes there. And then as you bring the cello towards you, the left knee, this knee, comes against the back of the instrument. That has great advantages because the cello is at just a slight angle with the A string slightly higher than the C string. And then the cello is also touching me on the chest there. That little inclination on the A string side prevents and helps cure this thing of the twist in the body that lots of children get because they're trying to see this first position. Then the elbow, when it comes into playing position, should be going forward and not back. Very, very important. The right knee is just there, and its weight is being held by the floor. It's not doing anything. So in fact, you don't have to hold the cello. The cello is just balanced on you. The next action are bird wings. So you come from this bear hug position, and then you just slide your hands over, and either side are holding the fingerboard. And then you make your arms go up and down. The bird wings are light, and that's the image there. Your arms will always be light, elbows down. And the arms are connected to the back, and that you can feel when you do the bird wings. There are some finger painting kind of actions that I do to simulate what you will do later on, or to help use the correct things to do things with. So one of them is the knuckle knock. People always worry whether you're going to hurt the cello or the child. It works for both hands. And what it is this nice loose light arm with a concentration in this case on the wrists being nice and limber. And you don't want to knock with a straight arm like this. You want to knock with a floppy wrist. And we'll use that later on for a nice vibrato. The wrist doesn't move, but it needs to be free. And for a nice sautier bowing, again, it needs to be movable. Okay? Yeah, wait. Well, that's very good. Okay. Now loosen that up a little bit. You have to oil this up a little bit. Yeah? Put your hand, make a little fist, and then it won't hurt the cello or you. That's all the way up here and all the way back. Very good. Okay, now on the other side. Now loosen this up a little bit here. That's good. In order to use the bow, we need to find the bow balance point. That's the best part of the bow. It's the center of gravity of the bow. So we put the bow on the thumb, and the thumb is doing what it will do forevermore. It's acting as a shelf. It's kind of a passive thing, and lets the bow just rest on itself. The fingers need to be flexible. We need to be able to move them because we're going to talk with our fingers when we use the bow. The balance point is the best part of the bow. So now I'm going to drop the bow into a more usual playing position. The thumb is still acting as a shelf here, and it is parallel to the floor, not perpendicular to it. So it is not perpendicular, but it is parallel to the floor. And the thumb and the second finger have a very nice relationship. They like each other. And so first I have the thumb at the balance point right here, and lots of times I'll put a dot where the balance point is on the bow. And then I just drop the fingers over and continue this relationship, nice relationship that the thumb and the second finger have. And I still have my flexible fingers. I especially look for these bass joints right here to make sure they're not stiff and frightened looking. Or I usually say I shoot when I see the whites of somebody's knuckles. I want those knuckles free to move the bow. In order to show that what we do with the cello is communicate, the first thing I do with the bow and the cello together are names. My name, and you're going to find out my middle name this way, is Irene Antonia Sharp. It has a rhythm. Irene Antonia Sharp. So I would have the child do that on every string. Irene Antonia Sharp, etc., etc. And then I would have them do their father's name, middle name as well, and their mother's name, and the grandmother and the grandfather, any brothers and sisters, and even sometimes I do the pet dog, just so that they are saying something while using the bow. Elena, Stephanie, Ariza. You say it. Go ahead. Elena. Elena, Stephanie, Ariza. When people say their names, they usually say it quite nicely and with quite a nice rhythm. And so when you say it on the cello, you wouldn't go something like that or like that. You'd say it quite nicely. Jane Smith or Daniel Baum. The other thing to consider when you're saying the names is to encourage the child to make a T with the bow. So the thing that makes the T is the white hair, this hair here, on the string. And you don't want to make an X when you play, either way. You want to make a T because that enables you to pull the string in the same direction as you want it to go. So I'm looking at the hair here, and I can go back and forth. I'm making a T. When you put your bow down on the string, it has to make a T down here, like the letter T. Yeah? You can't do it like this, that would be an X. And you can't do it like this either, that's another X. But it should be a T. Do that for me. In the art of bowing, most strokes have a circular component. This uses a whole arm, and all the hinges are nice and free. Now, we're going to play the D string.
Want to do that? And then we play the G string too. We're making a circle.
The circle is kind of hard to visualize, but what I'm visualizing is a circle where the stroke itself is the bottom part of the circle, and the follow-through, as in sports, is the top of the circle. And it goes either clockwise or counterclockwise. One of the things I remind my students about when they're putting the bow onto the string is, for a second, you have to Velcro the string, or maybe even a millisecond. You have to put the bow on the string as if the string was a shelf, and then you can almost leave go. But then you have control over the string. The idea of Velcro is you bring the two pieces together, and then they are sort of locked together, but in a very easy way. You don't have to keep pushing it in order to make them stay together. Now do it. You have to grab the string first. Yeah. Oh, that was really good. A very fun thing to do, but could be quite annoying if you had to listen to it too much, is the siren. And what you do is you do the same thing as the ski jump, only you just pull against the string just a little bit. The string is not down yet. You're just coming against the string. And then you jiggle the bow. So I'm not getting harmonics, I'm getting real notes. I'm getting the notes that are on, all the notes that are on the A string. And the reason for the jiggle is that it makes it easier for the parents to listen to this.
You hold on more. Hold on to the string more. Right. Right. That's good. Can you go ju-ju-ju-ju-ju-ju by yourself? Oh, you are good. That's right. That's right. All four fingers you want, and the thumb. Okay? And you know what, Elena? That was really good. And that's all we're going to do today.
Another fun action to do is the ski jump. And this again is one of the finger painting things. It shows you how you move, but you don't have to play any notes really. So you put all four fingers and the thumb is just against the first finger like that, and you put that in the inside track against the string. And you don't put the string down, it's just kind of against the string. And then you just slide up, and when you get to the top, you pizzicato. And you end up with your palm of your hand facing the opposite wall. Your arms are your transportation. Your arm takes the hand where it needs to go, where it can do the job. It would be in the left hand like doing a very nice long shift, and in the right hand of using a full bow. And that's the way you would use your arm. Slap bass is a lot of fun. I think there was a tune in the 1920s that was called slap bass. You do slow, 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 fast, fast, slow, 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 fast, fast, slow, slow, slow. And what it's doing is it's teaching you how to get from one place to another with using the correct part of you, I guess. So, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. No, one more. One more.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, so let me do it for you. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, then I forgot that. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yay! Other hand. Yes! And it shows you that you can get from the bottom of the instrument to the top of the instrument in using your arm just so easily. It's always available. You don't have to raise your shoulder or anything. And similarly, even though we learned this for the right hand, It's the same as going bum, bim, bum, bim, bum, bim, bum, bum. And that's what you do when you start with a whole arm, and then when you can't anymore, you extend your elbow. You use this nice hinge here, and then you come back and you have the whole arm again. That's good. No, don't squeeze, don't squeeze. Okay, now I'll do it. Yes, and one more. Yeah, put it right about in the middle, right there. Don't squeeze, you're squeezing. One more. You and I will do it together. No. Yes. Oh, are you ever good? Pretty good. 2. Yeah, you're getting it. That's it. Draw a nice circle there. That's it. Start up here. Very good. Towards mom. Up bow. Up bow. Yes. Good. I love your circles. Okay. Don't use so much bow. Did I say it right? You say it. Yeah. Are we doing it on the C string or are we doing it on the G string? C, huh? A tiny bit of bow. You do it. I didn't do it right. You do one more time, but don't only use a little bit of bow. Very, very little. Going from the names that we're communicating on the cello, I go to doing different rhythms, and I use words for that. And the rhythms use very little bow. One of the first ones I would give would be "Wish I Had a Hot Dog." Very little bow, and you want to say it just like you say it. Wish I had a hot dog. And you're going to Velcro the string first. Just put it there lightly. The arm is going to be light. The fingers are going to be flexible. Wrists, everything is flexible. And then you just play. First, you must Velcro though. Okay. So what I want you to do, you're holding here. Wish I had a hot dog. Wish I had a hot dog. Wish I had a hot dog. Okay, you want to try that for me? Let it rest. Let it rest. Okay, now go. Oops, let it rest there. Wish I had a hot dog. Say it and you can play it too. I'll help you. Okay, here we go. First we're going to rest it there. Wish I had a hot dog. Okay, how about on the A string? Wish I had a hot dog. Don't use much bow, okay? Wish I had a hot dog. That's it. Yeah, you want to curl your fingers like this. Okay? Curl, 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 curl. That's right. Don't push down on the bow. That's it. Curl your fingers. That's really good. Okay. So, intonation is always a big topic for any beginning string player. So I like to begin with a note that's sure to be in tune, which is the harmonic at the halfway point of the string. So you can actually take a tape measure and measure this distance from the bridge to the nut, and then put that in half, and you'll come right here. I usually put a dot right here, so that the child is sure to be right. And I put the dot in between the two strings, the D string and the G string. And so then I just put my third finger in that space, right where I put the dot, and and D, 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 D. That's it. And we go. Just to show that that's what the left hand does, and to establish that octave relationship. Very light. Then for variety, for the next weeks after I've introduced the harmonic, we could do the harmonic on every string. Go. That's it. Now move over and you're going to do the D string by yourself. Now comes the time to build the major scale. Once we have the major scale, we have all kinds of music that we can play. So I start with the harmonic and the open string. And then I go over to the A string and play the fourth finger on the A string. Now the trick here is to put the finger on the inside of the string and bring it down in a clinging way. Let's see if I got the right note. I think I did, because I think you could hear a ring there. And the ringing is this harmonic responding and this harmonic responding. Later on, when you do a Bach suite, you can listen for those harmonics telling you, yes, you're in tune, you're exactly in tune. First a harmonic, D, and then open string. You have to watch carefully. Now I go over here and put all four fingers down. And that's where I want the fourth finger, so I'll have to put you a dot there. Okay? So, I put a dot there where the fourth finger should go, so that the child is sure to get the right spot. And I just have a sort of a baby clutch here. I'm not sophisticated yet. I don't know that I'm going to play other fingers in specific spots. First play this, lightly, very lightly. Okay? Now take your fingers away. Now go up here and put all four fingers, make sure your little finger goes on this right here. And this is not easy. This is strong. Okay? Oh, good. Just a little stronger. You got it. A little stronger. Here you go. See how strong it is? And then open string again. Okay, can we do that again? You're good. You're good. A nice sentence to say when you're doing harmonics and open strings is, I like to play my cello now. I like to play my cello now. I like to play my cello now. Okay, can you do that? That's good. Go ahead. I like to now harmonic. That's right. All right. Just keep on. This I like to play the cello now. Just is a piece that makes you coordinate your left hand and your right for the first time. So that's what that's for. It's also quite useful as an ostinato bass. If you can imagine that going along, and then you could put on top of it just some tune as they continue that. That's a lot of fun, and a little bit of chamber music playing. Even for a beginner, I like to divide the lesson into 3 parts. The first part would be called purely technical, and it's always done without a book. It is the motions that one needs to play with, or the different techniques, double stops or scales, or exercises that will help you play, say, the Saint-Saëns Concerto in a few years. The second part is the etude part, where you put some of these techniques and actions to use. And there is a musical component to it, but it is minimal. It's probably not great music. Also teaches reading, also teaches note placement, all those kinds of things, using various books. And the third part is really important. That's always a piece of music, even from the very beginning, so that they know that that actually is the purpose of playing a cello, is communication, either to yourself, some sort of feeling, or to your parents, or to the audience when you play in class.
So do now here, G. G. And another G. And 3. And 4. You have to make a T. Okay, and on the A string, that's good. Don't push, don't push, don't push. Now A string. You are good. You are good. Now you know what I want? I want it faster. Wish I had a hot dog. Wish I had a hot dog. Wish I had a hot dog. That's all. See, look, just that tiny bit. Go. That's it. That's it. That's better. Okay? So 4/16 and 2/8. That makes wish I had a hot dog. Whoa. That's really good. Don't do it here though. Do it here. Go ahead. Can you do that? See, if you put the bow right here, it's not very good. But if you put it here, it's much better. Okay? Go. Pull, pull, pull. You have to pull a little more. Yeah. Don't push at all. Just pull. Yeah. She has to pull just a little bit more. Okay? It shouldn't go up like that. Then she has to push. Should be like this, like you're pulling. Okay? Now you try it by yourself. I think you can do that. Harmonic? Harmonic? First put your finger in there. Okay. Perfection is not my goal. Communication is my goal. And the techniques, I know, are developmental. So when I first present it, if I see that they're going in the right direction, I think it's great. And then over the weeks, it'll get better and better. It's something like if you have a child that's learning to walk, and they walk in that funny kind of way when they first start. You don't say, no, 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 that's not the way to walk. You have to walk just like this. And everybody says, hooray, the person is walking. And so that's how I feel about cello playing too. If I see that the direction is fine, I don't mind mistakes or anything like that. I know everybody makes mistakes. That's not important. Whoa, that is so good. It's really, really good. You did a great job of that. You know what? On next Sunday, we have a class. Remember you visited my class once before? But this time, you're going to come and play Good Luck. And do it without the book, too. Okay? Yeah? Memorized. Tuning is a very important part of learning how to play an instrument, but it's quite developmental. It takes quite a long time, and it's very different from different individuals. The thing that I think is important is involving the student in the tuning from the beginning, especially in the lesson. And so I always have the student play the A as I'm tuning the little tuning things down at the bottom, the screws.
And then I make them play A and D together so that they learn what a perfect fifth sounds like as I tighten the screw. And later on, I get them to start doing it, maybe in a couple of years actually.
That's perfect. Okay, and G and C?
Oh, your mom does a good job. Okay, how about wish I had a hot dog? Okay, faster it says here. Don't push though, don't push, don't push. Go ahead. There's a T. Now go. Don't look over there though, look over here. Look right here where you put, not do it on the A. Yeah, right there. And then your eye should be right on this white stuff, the hair. When we're bowing, our mind should be on the hair touching the string, not on the wood. The wood is where we're holding the bow, but that gives us kind of the wrong information. The right information comes from where the hair adheres to the string. So our mind should be at that point. The velcroing of the hair on the string is what originates the sound. That's good. That's really good. Then did we do some motorcycles? I'll take 2 motorcycles. Okay. Motorcycle, motorcycle. Can you do that for me? Go. Okay, and G? Okay, so it has to be right like that. That's it. And this is good too. Okay, so now what's on next on our list? The siren. Okay? How about doing the siren for me? Mm-hmm. Oh. That's really good. You know what? We don't think we have to do this anymore because you do really well. Can you sit very, very tall and then don't put your shoulder up? Okay? So do one more time. That's great. Do it. That's good. It's really good. You have to make sure that your bow hits only the A string. But I think we did enough of that. Yeah? So how about harmonic and open string and 4th finger on the A string? Can you do that? 3. There you go. And thumb back here for this. Mm-hmm. And then D. Open D. Oh. Okay, now 4th finger on the red, whatever it is. That's good. Nice and strong. Strong. Yeah. Okay, now go. Has to be that strong. Open string. Okay, 3. I might take me 2, 3 more lessons to get the 4th finger and matching this harmonic. Once I get that though, then I add the 1st finger. So I would do harmonic, open string, mommy, 4, 1, mommy, and then open string, and then harmonic, and then daddy. This 1st finger needs to cling too. So I put the finger in the string, on the inside of the string, and then I bring the string down. I don't push it down. And now do open string. Now 4 on your red dot, all 4 very strongly, and this should be down this way. Yeah, okay, now strong. Go ahead. Okay, and then 1. That's right. And so she should just lift that 4, 1. Okay, you're good. You're good. Very good. Okay.
don't go around so far here. Yeah. It can be a little bit around, but not so far around. That's good. Okay, on the G string. Very good. A little bit straighter this way.
Now, after a few more weeks, perhaps we're ready for 4-3-4, which gives us the major scale. Harmonic, open string. Remember, all the fingers are clinging to the string. They're sort of making the string go to the left, though I wouldn't displace it and I wouldn't let the child go underneath either. It's just an easy clinging to that string. Hey, that is good. So you know what we can do now is do a scale. So
Already?
already. Probably the first time we do the scale, it'd be good to do pizzicato. Only descending for that first week that you give the scale, and listen for the ring. Okay, that's all we're going to do of it. Okay, I'll four, and you're going to do pizzicato. So, oh, you know how to do it anyhow. Way over here. 4. 4, 3. 3. Take it.
Pinky up.
Yeah, take the pinky off. 3. And 1. 1. Skip that one. Skip that one. Just only one finger. Only. 1. Yeah, a little bit louder over here. That's it. And A. You can help a little if that doesn't come out. If it comes out. But it's a good way for you to be able to tell whether the left hand is really there. You don't ever want to see anything like that because that's a real push. I call these buckled knuckles. And that means that the child is really pushing the string down instead of clinging. All the joints are free when you cling. Now, 1 on the D string. Good, and D. You did it all. Okay. Whoops, you didn't quite get that. Yeah, make sure that she goes this way. Yeah, with it.
Okay.
Almost. Oops, you're in the wrong place. That would have been a good one. Yeah, eh? It's not how strong you pizzicato, it's how strong you have this here. Whoops, you didn't do it. Yeah. Not that one either. Yes. Okay. It may take a few weeks to get that descending scale. When it's right, then I add the rhythms that we've done on the open strings. And the first one probably is Wish I Had a Hot Dog, whether I want it or not. Right. Hot dog, dog. Next one. And that's probably good enough for that first week of combining the left hand and the bow together. The Pathways is the first etude book where you're trying out the skills that you can already do. And one of the skills that it reinforces is that this is what the music sounds like, but this is what the music looks like on the page. So it starts very simply, just with a couple of open strings and then the other open strings, and then it does one finger at a time. And it happens to start with the first finger, but I've already done all 4 fingers because that's what I do first. And so they already have all that there. They're just learning how to read in that first etude book. Once we have the major scale, we have a chance to do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star too. That's also a big event. I usually start with just the first phrase. 1, 1, A, 4, 4, 3, 3, 1, 1, D. Pizzicato. D, D, now 2 A's. Now, first finger. That would be 1 week's work. And then when I come back and that tune is pretty good, then I do this little turnaround, which is difficult to get. And once more. Playing chamber music right at the beginning is a feat. But it's so nice that they realize they have to do the rhythm correctly and hold the notes right and rest when they're supposed to and listen to the chords that the piano has. So it's so many skills that are happening all at once. Oh, that bow is so good. The bow is really good. Yeah, very good. Okay, so is it this week we have a class?
Is this week?
It is.
Oh yes, this
This week. What were you for Halloween? What did you dress up?
fairy.
A fairy?
Fairy, yeah.
Oh, that was nice. Okay, so how about 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1? Can you do Wish I Had a Hot Dog with that? Once we get the descending scale, then with the Wish I Had a Hot Dog, then we can do descending and the ascending. And then we could do a G scale, and we could do it descending and ascending, and we could change the rhythm. Good. Okay, I think I'm going to try this next one for her. Listening is the most important component of being able to play well. One has to play from the inside out. It's the brain directing the fingers what to do, and the brain has to know what to do. And the listening provides the environment of the music, just as when we're learning how to talk, the mom mimics the baby's sounds or keeps telling them or calling them their name and everything, and that's the way we learn how to talk. And this is the way we learn how to talk on the cello, is by listening to the music being done by the video or the audio or the real person. That's it. Curve your fingers. That's it. Okay, good girl. Okay, so now what we're going to do there is we're going to do a 2-octave C scale.
Don't go back.
Open. 1, 3, 4. Open. 1, 3, 4. Open. 1, 2, 4. Open. 1, 2. Okay, want to try that for me? You can do most of it already. Okay, so I wish I had a hot dog, and this is going to be hot chili. Okay, what do you want to do? I was going to do it some more and some more. Yeah, so what you do, Elena, is you put your first finger on E first. And then you do a circle and you move your finger over to the B. Yeah? And these are slurred, so it's 3 notes on one B. C, 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 C. Big circle, huh? G. G. Move it over to the B, Yeah, G. That's it. Okay? It's a nice piece. It's a very, very nice piece. Okay? The music in the Edith Otis book is mostly folk songs from different places. And it's so well put together. And the way it's written, even when the cello has the open strings only, it's a separate part. It's an independent part. So it's like the cello is the bottom of a string quartet. And so it's very, very nice music, and the cello part is very important in it too. Okay, so now what happens is you do the next 2 octave scale that I do would be the G scale. And that entails shifting into 4th position. A big day for everybody. Probably could do this pizzicato first, making sure I get the ring, nice curved, clinging fingers. Then open 1, 2, 4. And then the first finger takes a ride down and says, out of my way, and plays 1, 3, 4. The first finger says, okay, out of my way, I'm coming up here. And when the thumb lands in the crook here, then I have an E. So if we needed, we could put a dot right here. Yeah. And if we don't, no, so. Now on the way back, 4, 3, 1. Now this rides back, and then 4 comes here. And then it's the same. So here, the first finger says, out of my way, go away. And it does. Everybody else leaves, and they only have 1 here. Now, coming down, first finger says, okay, I'm going down, and then 4th finger says, I'm going to play right here. But always the first finger is going to stay. Okay? You want to try it a little bit? I'll tell you the fingering. 2 now, 2, 2. 4. Now take a ride. 1. Where's my thumb? Okay? Leave go of the other fingers. Leave go of the others. Only number 1. Only number 1. There it is. Go ahead. 3. 3. And then 4. They're quite close here. They get closer. That's it. Okay? Come down.
Come down.
4. Oops. 4. 3. Now take a ride. 2. Some pieces that the child is doing now start to seem to have B flats, so I do an F scale to get that ready. So it's 1, 2, 4, open, 1, 2, 4, open, and now we have a dot here where the first finger should go, so we just say we're going to make this finger longer and bring it back here to, and put another dot back behind that first dot, and that gives us a B flat. And now we have to shift to D with our first finger on the string. 3, 4. Coming back. Now we're going to keep the first finger on the string until the second finger comes near where it's going. 2, and now extension back. 1, open, 4, 2, 1, open, 4, 2, 1, open. Suck, 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 suck. Suck, suck. That's right. And get out of the sharks area. For a beginning student, I usually say that if they bowl right on top of the fingerboard, the sharks live there. And the sharks eat sound. They love to eat sound. That is good. Okay, and the next one? When we start handling the bow, we're at that wonderful place, the balance point. And I stay there not overly long, but at least a month or 2, because I like to make sure that these fingers can talk, that they're not stiff, so that they're flexible, so they can make the cello talk. And then after a while, I move down just a few inches, that far, and then if that looks fine, not any stiffening coming on, then I say, well, maybe next week let's move down a little bit more. And there we are, moving down just a little bit more. And then finally, after another couple of weeks, I might move down just a little bit more, and then I have my thumb underneath like a shelf, same as ever, and not pushing on the bow, but underneath here, underneath the wood, and then I drop the fingers down on the bow, and the fingers are going to do a lot of manipulation, both for strokes and for string crossings. So I need these flexible there, and I need the thumb to be a passive thumb, but a thumb on which the bow is resting. So that is extremely important. Don't push on the string so much on here. Eat lighter here. That's really good. That's really good. Let's do the C string too.
I like there is a little faster.
Okay.
Maybe twinkle twinkle
Okay.
faster too
Okay.
when you do it, okay?
My lessons are set up. They're geared to a class at the end of the month. Well, actually, I do it on the first Sunday of every month. And I do 2 classes, one for students 12 and under, one for students 12 and older, to the 18-year-olds. And they come every Sunday morning, and then anybody that has anything ready to play performs it. So during the previous 3 weeks, we sort of work on something, and then when it comes to the lesson before the class, I say, oh, that's so good, let's play it in class. It's fine. Looks good. Thumb. Don't take your finger off. Can you do just the first few notes? Do the E flat. Da, bum, 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 bum. And I'll show you. Instead of having a big hill here, you want to have this flat. I'll show you what it feels like. Do E flat. 2. Yeah, hang on. Oh, it's so flexible though, it's really good. Yeah, I would rather have it like that. A very useful kind of scale is a scale that you don't have to worry about fingering with. It's all done with the first finger. The notes are here. And then down bow, up bow circle. All the way around. It's nice, they're all using the 1 finger scale. You have to realize that all the steps are not equal here. The 3rd and the 4th step is a half step, just a small step, and the 7th and the 8th step is just a half step, just a very small step. So it teaches you the structure of a scale. No, play a big circle. Oh, it's nice. And now, right, down again. Yeah, it has to be slurred to it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's the idea.
Okay.
All right, she's going to do beautifully. Up bow now. Big circle. Big circle. Good, very, very good. Just right. You know, when you put your first finger in, cup your hand a little bit like this. Like you could put some water in there or something. You could drink it. So all the fingers together, all glued together. But not long, short. And this one's short too. So yeah, glued together. I'll do the bow for you, and then you can do that. The finger just moves along in the track. It doesn't extend, it just clings all the time, just like we did when we did the siren. It doesn't change its shape. It's more like a
a train, a train car on a track. As a train moves along the track, it doesn't suddenly change its shape when it's getting a little further away.
Yeah. Yeah, put these together. Mm-hmm. Okay, now arm moves you. Yeah, don't lift off of it. Your arm moves you. Yeah, all together. Now let's do the B-flat scale.
In doing the one finger scale, it doesn't always come in tune even with the most talented student. So the dots are very comforting to put a dot wherever the child might need it. On the 8 notes of the scale would be just fine.
Don't push it, just take it there. Your arm takes it there.
And they then memorize where the notes are, and pretty soon the dots fall off, and if they still need them, we put them back, and if they don't mention it, we don't need it.
Curve your finger. Curve your finger. Okay, let's do the next thing.
Okay. It's almost the same, except we're not going to do a circle this time.
Play it again, I'll move. No, it's hard. It's hard. That's why I wanted to try it. Try one more time. I'll give you the feeling of it. Go start over. Slurring is very good. Okay, how about the next one?
Okay, and then this is going back and forth. There are many ways to do string crossings using lots of different things. One way to do the string crossing is to use long fingers for the low strings, and then to get to the upper strings, I curve my fingers a little bit, and also my thumb curves. Another kind of string crossing is starting with the frog in towards my body as I'm on the C string, and a little bit out on the A string, and that's very helpful. So this in and out business is really important. Yeah. So most people, when they go over to the A string, they say, oh, the A string is high because it looks high on the page too, and so they go whoop like that, but actually you can get it in the same plane by just going this way, in and then out. Playing an instrument is so enjoyable, and learning is also enjoyable. So I like to do a lot of change of paces. I don't stay very long with anything. I don't expect perfection. And I just want something that's quite organic. I really believe the student can do it. I like to use a lot of imagery. I like to use words. I like to make it as easy as possible.
Okay, D major, 1 octave, bicycle fingers. Oh, that was a good idea. Okay, let me see that. I don't see the bicycle. That's it. I just had to push the right button.
For teaching finger motion on the bow, it's nice to have some visual image of what you're actually doing. And that's why I get this bicycle out. And I tell people that if you use the flesh of your finger, that's like doing a down bow. And if you use the nail of your finger, that's like going up bow, down, up, and what in your mind you're thinking that you'd like this bicycle to go around, just sort of playfully here.
Hard to concentrate on everything.
Okay, how about the between the ox and the gray ass? Don't look at your left. Louder bow. The difficulty in getting a louder pitch is most everybody wants to push on the string. Even if you just push just a little bit, it has a ceiling to it. I'm going to do one more time, and I'm going to help you with the bow this time, okay? The easiest way to get louder on a pitch is just simply to go towards the bridge. So that makes it louder and softer. And so basically that's the easiest way to do that. The other thing that you can do is to do scooping. A scoop is a curve that is like a tangent to the string. It just touches the string there. And I can make a scoop like scooping ice cream, where I just want a little bit of ice cream, so I just curve just a little bit. But say I want a whole bunch of ice cream, I would go down to the bottom of the vat and bring that ice cream up. So here I can do a variety of scoops. I can just scoop a little bit in the middle of the string and get a very pleasant sound. But now if I scoop lower and get a little bit more ice cream out, I can get more sound, and I think that's pretty unending. That's it. So a little bit further up here, a little bit here, and then she tends to want to push when she wants. The parent is like an Olympic coach. And though I only see the child once a week, parent sees them every day. And at a young age, the child cannot sustain or the practicing and learning that goes along by themselves. They need this Olympic coach. Okay, so now go back and forth. That was really good what you did. Okay, shift with your arm. You are good. Okay, that was really good. That was really good. Oh, she's good. D3? Good. That's good. That's very good. So she couldn't do that on hot chili. Hot chili, hot chili, hot chili, hot. Okay, now perpetual motion. How about single first and then double? Mm-hmm. Use your bicycle finger for this. when you teach a 3-octave G scale, you have to deal with some other shifts. Here's the old shift that we've done before from D to E, where the first finger comes along, tells everybody else to get off, stays on the track, and plays E. Now, the first finger is still going to stay on the track and say, out of my way to everybody else, stay curved, keep the thumb back there, and play A. And then, as we're going to play B, we bring the thumb around and play B. Now, this you can already do. Okay, now when you put this first finger here, don't bring your thumb up until this is already here, and then sneak it around. Okay, so now I need you to do 4, 1, thumb. Okay, can you do that for me? Okay, no, only one. Okay, now slide this up to your nice thing. Okay, now bring your thumb up. That's it. Okay, I want it in that order always. First the finger goes, then the thumb comes up, not together.
Okay.
I saw you tried to vibrate the other day, and it looked pretty good. So, can I see your first finger vibrating somewhere over there? Let me see. I saw that yesterday. I saw you snuck it in. I said, hey, what's that? Okay, you want to try it? Just on your first finger. The very first exercise that we do, the kind of fun siren with the tremolo, is a vibrato exercise in disguise. As a matter of fact, any shifting exercise is a vibrato exercise in disguise, like this one. So, what happens in a shift is that the finger stays put, and the arm says, you are moving. The finger says, I'm not moving. The arm says, come along. And so you move. The arm shifts, the finger plays the note. Now in a vibrato, the finger stays put. It says, I'm not moving. The arm says, yes, you are. Go ahead. That's right. Now do it on the second finger. Doesn't matter where it is. Okay, it's not the finger that does it, it's the arm. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it doesn't do it in the finger. Nothing happens. The finger just says, okay, I'll stay here. And the arm says, you are going to do a vibrato to the finger. Okay, so can you do that? That's it. Okay, third finger? 3? Anywhere. Is it? That's it, and 4. Just the arm does it. That's it. Okay, so maybe in the Now here, I actually want this finger to go first and this thumb to come later. Bring the thumb along.
Let's do that one more time, that scale, but we're going to do a different bowing. You know what I want you to do? Is 2 slurred. He's good. Okay, G major 2 slurred. Head up, your head up. That's it. Don't leave go of the cello when you shift. Head up. That's it. That's really good. Really good. So we have to find another scale for you to do. To do a 2-octave D major scale using the C string, I have to have a C sharp, or first an F sharp, and then a C sharp. And I need to accomplish that. My 4th finger needs to go higher. It's never done stretching this little 4th finger forward. It's always done with the 1st finger getting longer and the thumb and its friend, the 2nd finger, sliding down or just dropping down. So here we are in our regular position, and our friends, the thumb and the 2nd finger, move together down to the next position actually. So the most important thing about this extension is D, and then the thumb goes forward there, and then the 4 too. So you never stretch 4 to get a sharp. Okay?
Did we do?
Okay, D, first finger on the C string. Yeah. Now what you don't want to do is reach with your 2nd finger. You want to have this get longer, and this stays the same. So 2nd finger is curved. And what is this little bump here? Oh, okay. So now you're going to move your thumb way here. Okay, and then do 2. Louder. A little louder. Go close to the bridge. Don't push though. Okay, so that's good. You have to watch your head that you don't make your head go down like this. Okay, we're going to say goodbye, book. Now you have something over here, right? Okay. Now how are we doing with this? We're almost at the end here too, huh?
Yeah. 48 maybe.
48, 49?
Yes, 48, 48, 49, 52.
Oh, that's the end, huh, of this one too. To see what you could vibrate, okay? Okay, very tall. I think you've gotten taller. So then now you're sinking down. You have to stay very, very tall. Go. Good. You are very, very good. Now, when you play for class, I want you to vibrate everything. Okay? And this is Loch Lomond.
greatest joy in teaching is the amazing qualities of human beings. It's really the most exciting things. And the ability of the human being and the spirit of the human being. And to see somebody that at one time, 2 or 3 years ago, was just starting out and now is playing hide and seek concerto. To me, it's so amazing because I remember all the steps, and it's so exciting because I think it's such a beautiful gift to give somebody for their lifetime.